Okay, so this is going to be a brief video showing how to train the command under, which is very helpful in crowded areas, especially in like waiting rooms and things like that. You can put them under your chair, specifically under a table, under a desk, under waiting room chairs. This is also very beneficial at places like restaurants when you need to put the dog under the table. Some spots are going to be more confining than others, obviously, so you will have to train your dog to be comfortable in some very tight spots. And again, all dogs can do an under. Size is no excuse. Sometimes you may have to alter the positions or how you put them under, but size or breed is no excuse not to put your service dog as far out of the way as you can whenever possible. A lot of people like to combine under with tuck as well. I never really had to do that because Bugsy tucks kind of naturally and he doesn't have a tail, so it's never really been an issue with us for him to actually pull his tail in or tuck his legs in. But yeah, you want to get started? Okay, let's go. So obviously the first thing you need is a dog, and the second thing you will need is some type of thing to put them under. For this video I'm going to use my wheelchair. Depending on how your dog learns, you may want to use either training treats. Again, for our training purposes, we really just always use belly scratches, loves, kisses. At this point, if you're watching this video, you probably already have this down, but you're going to need to have some sort of solid down command and also possibly a up or back up command in order to get the dog out from under what you put the dog under. So just practice like once or twice and make sure you have a solid down. Legs down. Okay, we're gonna lay down on top of me. Essentially what you're going to do is you're just going to take that down command, and you can keep practicing in the open. The best way is to sort of gradually work into it, so you're not immediately putting the dog under something. You're having them sort of they're maybe half under something or partially enclosed but not all the way burrowed into it. So position your dog kind of near whatever you're going to put the dog under, and again just practice the down command. Legs up. Good boy. Down. Good boy. Okay, so once you feel comfortable with that, again, just kind of keep working your way towards it. And we're going to come in from the back, so I'll show you that. I'm not sure how well you can see because I'm going to be starting out in the back, but I will work my way forward so you can see the finished product. So the best way to do this is to, in my opinion, whether or not you're using treats, I kind of lower them underneath. Again, Bugsy and I don't really train with treats, but I will often, put my hand under and kind of, give him some sort of cue and literally just lower him through. If you and your dog are training with treats, that's another pretty easy way to do it, is to just sort of stick the treat in the back and slowly, progress and drag it through further and further until the dog is completely under. You can do that in a bunch of steps. You can kind of do it all slowly in one step. Do whatever works best for you. Legs up. Bugsy. Through. Through. There you go. You don't have to, but I also suggest giving some sort of a command. You can use like just pointing under. That's typically what I do for things like tables and under benches and stuff. When I'm not having him go directly underneath me, I will often just kind of point and sort of slide my hand through the air and just be like, Bugs, under, and he just trots right under. And again, you can see some dogs are more comfortable than others in confined spaces. Wheelchairs can be especially tight depending on the size of your chair and the size of your dog as well. My old chair, he barely fit his, back touched and stuff, but he gets used to it. And once they get used to it, oftentimes they'll actually sort of feel safe in there. I wouldn't do this all the time. Like on days when I typically don't feel well, I don't do this because I need him to be able to get out really fast for an alert if it's going to be a bad day. I obviously never really know, but I try to judge it when I can. For things where I'm going to need a fast escape, like during band rehearsal and stuff like that, I typically don't have him here. I have him on the side so we can just literally pick up and leave in like a second. He usually uses this as a headrest. I'm not sure why he's not today, but Bugs, up, up. There you go. And you can see he just sort of backs out. Good boy. Good puppy. I love you. Want to do that one more time? Want to do it one more time? Okay, so I don't think you guys can actually see him, but he's sitting, I'd say like maybe about a foot behind the chair itself. And then Bugs, under. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. And when you're training this, if it's at all possible, I suggest kind of leaving them in that position. Don't force them to be there if they're not comfortable. If they're still kind of iffy about it, maybe do short sessions and then slowly have them do it longer and longer over time. Or so hopefully the dog will be able to do an under for however long you put them there. I've actually forgotten him under the table at the Olive Garden once before. I made it to the parking lot before the waitress came out and was like, hey, you forgot something. So I hope this helped. I don't do very many training videos. It's really just a matter of, is your dog comfortable in kind of small confined spaces? And if not, you can always work on exposing them to more of that as time goes on. So yeah, I think as long as you have a pretty good down and stay and an up command of some sort, it should be a pretty easy thing to train. Come here and love me. You've been such a good puppy today. You've been so patient during all these videos. Oh. Come here. Puppy love is the best kind of love. Oh, yeah. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You work hard today? Did you work hard today? Yeah, you did. Okay, let's go. Let's go home. You want to go home, don't you? You do. You want to go home? Bye-bye. Okay. Oh.